Welcome to HFY Vault channel. Real stories, real feelings. If you feel something today, stay with us.
She was only 4 feet tall and believed no one could love her until a human proved her wrong. No one noticed her when the station lights dimmed. The warning siren was low and slow, like a tired animal. Traders rushed. Soldiers shouted. Metal doors slid shut across the wide halls of Orion Gate Station. In the middle of the noise stood a very small alien woman, only 4 feet tall, holding a crate that was almost bigger than her body. Her name was Lyra. She belonged to the Volari species. The Volari were known across many systems, but not for kindness. They were known for beauty, tall frames, glowing skin, and sharp minds. Lyra had none of that, at least not by Volari rules. She was short. Her skin was dull gray, not glowing blue. Her voice was soft. Other Volari called her Broken Star. Some laughed. Some looked away in shame. No one ever chose her. And Lyra believed one thing with all her heart. No one could love her. She had learned that lesson early. As a child, she stood at the edge of the training rings, watching others get chosen as partners. As an adult, she worked alone, fixing small machines no one else wanted to touch. Love, family, bonding, those were stories for others. Not for someone like her. The siren grew louder. Evacuation in progress, the station voice said. Unknown hostile fleet entering the sector. Lyra froze. Her crate slipped from her hands and crashed open. Inside were power cores, rare and unstable. If they broke, they could explode. People ran past her. A tall Volari officer glanced down, hissed in anger, and moved on. No one stopped. Lyra dropped to her knees, trying to close the crate with shaking hands. That was when the shadow fell over her. "Hey," a deep voice said. "You okay down there?" She looked up. The being standing over her was strange. No glowing skin. No extra limbs. Just 2 arms, 2 legs, and tired eyes. His uniform was dark blue, marked with a simple symbol she had seen before. A human. Humans were new to the wider galaxy. Loud. Emotional. Dangerous, some said. Brave, others whispered. They were not beautiful by alien standards, but they had something else. Something hard to name. The human crouched down so his eyes were level with hers. "I'm Eli," he said. "Looks like you need help." Lyra blinked. You should leave," she said. "This is dangerous." Eli smiled, small and calm. "Yeah. So is running." He helped her seal the crate. His hands moved fast but careful. When the last lock clicked shut, the station shook. Far away, weapons fire echoed through space. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lyra," she said. "Well, Lyra," Eli said, lifting the crate like it weighed nothing, "let's get you somewhere safe." She wanted to protest. She wanted to say she was not worth saving. But the words stayed trapped in her throat. They moved through narrow service halls as explosions rocked the station. Alarms screamed. Smoke filled the air. At one corner, a blast door slammed down, cutting them off. Lyra's heart sank. "We're trapped." Eli looked at the door, then at a panel on the wall. "Maybe not." He pulled off the panel and started working with tools from his belt. "You're a soldier?" Lyra asked. "Engineer," he said. "Humans like fixing things. And breaking them, when needed." The door hissed open just enough for them to slide through. On the other side, chaos waited. Alien pirates flooded the hall, tall, armored, armed with plasma rifles. One saw them and raised his weapon. Eli stepped in front of Lyra without thinking. "Run," he said. "I can't," she whispered. Her legs would not move. The pirate fired. Eli moved fast. Too fast. He grabbed a fallen rifle, rolled, and returned fire with sharp, controlled shots. The pirate fell. Lyra stared. Humans were not the strongest species. Not the fastest. But they were stubborn. And when they chose to protect someone, they did it with everything they had. They reached an escape bay. Ships were leaving fast. No more room, someone shouted. Eli pushed the crate into a small cargo shuttle and helped Lyra inside. What about you? She asked. He grinned. I'll catch the next one. The hatch closed. The shuttle launched. Through the small window, Lyra saw Eli standing alone in the bay as fire and smoke swallowed the station. Her chest hurt. For the first time in her life, someone had chosen her over safety. Weeks passed. The attack on Orion Gate became legend. The human defense, small but fierce, pushed back the pirates. Eli survived, injured but alive. Lyra did not know that. She returned to Valari space, to the same cold halls and quiet rooms. But something had changed inside her. She kept thinking of the human who knelt to meet her eyes. Who stood in front of a rifle meant to kill her. When an invitation arrived from the Galactic Unity Council, she almost refused. Humans had requested Valari technical support for a joint station rebuild. Lyra was assigned by mistake. Or maybe by fate. When she arrived, the human station was loud, messy, and full of life. People laughed. They argued. They helped each other without checking status or rank. And then she saw him. Eli stood on a scaffold, arm in a sling, giving orders. He looked tired. Thinner. But when his eyes met hers, they widened. Lyra, he said. She nodded. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Eli climbed down, ignoring protests about his injury. I thought you were dead, he said. So did I, she replied. They laughed, soft and unsure. They started working together. Days turned into weeks. Eli treated her like an equal. He asked her opinion. He listened. Other humans noticed her size, her quiet voice. But none mocked her. Some smiled. Some waved. One gave her a warm drink and said, "Rough day?" No one had ever asked her that before. One night, while watching stars from a viewing deck, Lyra finally spoke. On my world, she said, someone like me is nothing. Eli leaned on the rail. On my world, someone like you would be called rare. She looked at him. Why did you save me? He shrugged. Because you were there. Because it was right. That's not enough, she said. Eli thought for a moment. Okay. Because when I looked at you, I saw someone who believed she didn't matter. And I wanted to prove her wrong. Lyra's eyes burned. Humans were strange. They saw value where others saw flaws. They fought for people who had nothing to offer them. They loved loudly, fiercely, and without rules. Months later, when the station opened, Lyra stood beside Eli as the lights came on. The crowd cheered. She was still 4 feet tall. She still looked nothing like Valari beauty standards. But she no longer believed she was unlovable. Because a human had looked at her and seen not what she lacked, but who she was. And in a galaxy full of stars, that belief burned brighter than any sun.
More feelings are coming. Like, subscribe, and don't miss them.